Christopher Lambert and Paul W.S. Anderson opted out of the sequel. I wish we had as well. This is Mortal Kombat Annihilation on Stinker Madness.
Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. Stinker Madness. We got Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness. I'm your host, Justin. With me, as always, are Sam and Jackie. How are you tonight, Jackie?
I am also a host.
Yes, you are also hosting.
And,
Co-hosting.
I'm a host.
Your chair. Only one
You're
host.
the hostess with the mostest.
Yeah, I'm the hostess with the mostest.
Right,
Yeah,
whatever.
take that, Dick.
Hmm.
I'm good. I'm real good.
Good, great. Glad to hear it. Sam.
Be better if I didn't have to watch this piece of shit.
Oh, my God. $57 million this made in 1997.
So I went back and looked that up to verify the numbers. It was a 57 worldwide.
Uh-huh.
It still made money. It was a $30 million budget. Domestically, it made 35.
Oh, my God. Fine. 57 worldwide, 35 million. How much were ticket prices back then?
Like $5.
$5.97, you think?
I think it was 6 or 7.
Let's just for easy math, let's
6.
fudge the numbers a little bit and say that it was 5. That means how many? 70 million? No, that doesn't work. 6 million people saw this movie. Is that right? 6 times 5 is...
No, there's an easier way to do that.
7.
So 30 million, 35.
7 million, yeah.
7.
Estimated 7 million people went to the theater and paid to see this. How can there be that many people that love Mortal Kombat that much that they would recommend this to their friends? Because you can't walk out of a film halfway and then go home and be like, oh, you should see that, dude. You like Mortal Kombat.
So,
You'll like this one.
I did see that it petered out real hard because its opening was 16.5. So it basically made half of it the opening weekend.
Yeah.
So I think that a fair amount of people were like, And then I was like, well, I just got to watch it anyway. It's Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, it's like a courtesy sniff. Somebody goes to a movie and they're like, wow, that stunk. You should really smell this.
Oh, this milk is totally sour. Smell it.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, you're right. Oh, it stinks. But they've already paid their $7 to $5.
Yeah, I don't think it is the same kind of like, oh, this movie sucks, you got to go see it, like The Room is, where you show it to your friends like, wow, you won't believe what you're about to see. I don't think you're right about the sour milk on this one.
It's the courtesy sniff.
That's a dick move.
Yeah, it's
recommending
a dick move.
This to your friends, even if they like Mortal Kombat, is a dick move.
I didn't watch this at the theater.
I did not. This is the first time I'd ever seen it.
I saw this on TV.
You knew? You knew?
I turned it off. I didn't watch it. Like I remember after we started watching it, I was like, oh yeah, this came on USA when I was 20, and I gave up on it.
And that was the right call.
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna stick up for this movie.
Oh?
I'm gonna say right now that at the very beginning, with the dragon and the flames, and it's like, Mortal Kombat! And then it has the words Annihilation, and I'm like, okay, this is starting off pretty good. And then it opened up with not Christopher Lambert, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, let's go ahead and throw James Remar and Sam under the bus, because in the .5 episode,
I'm not going to...
You defended James Remar saying that Christopher Lambert should lick him where he shits, essentially.
No, I didn't. I said that he should be cleaning his garage for $8, and I stand by that comment. James Remar was not meant to be in this movie.
He stunk.
He's not very good in the second Fast and the Furious either, if I recall.
We should not fail to mention that James Remar is a Stinker Madness Hall of Fame actor.
Hall of Fame actor.
He is one of the finest bad movie actors of all time.
I'm a big fan.
Oh,
I like him
God,
better,
he
but
stinks in this film.
Stinks. I think he stinks because of the film.
Well, there's a lot of other stinky qualities to this film, but just fucking...
No, I think that between takes...
The difference between Lambert and Remar as Raiden is, God, it's painful.
It's because he can't do any of the bullshit, like flaring the eyes of, I care too much. So, like, between takes, it cuts, and he, like, lights up a cigarette, and he looks at the director, and he's like, nobody fucking cares this much. And then they turn the camera back on, and he's like, I care about the humans. cut.
Yeah, but he's like
Really? I have to fucking care this much?
He's like Buddy Raiden. Like, hey,
No, Raiden
guys,
was
don't
in the
you want to
first
invite
one.
me to a barbecue? Because I'm your friend, right? No, in the first one, he's like, I am a powerful, devious god who just happens to be on mankind's side because I care too much.
I care too much.
But in this, Raiden is like, you guys like me, right? We can be pals. I have the powers of an electric god, you know. Hey, we're chums, right? He sucks.
I am also a good fighter.
Yeah.
It was a bad cast.
I'm cool, right?
It was a bad cast.
It was a bad cast. It was a bad
It wasn't
film.
the first one. It wasn't the last bad cast that they made.
But I will. It's the most noticeable difference between the two films that you can really put your finger on.
Yeah.
Is that James Remar stinks more as Raiden than Christopher Lambert.
I think that whoever it was that plays Sonya Blade, she stinks.
You must recall how badly Brigitte Wilson Sampras stunk in Mortal Kombat. They
sucked.
both stink.
She was able to deliver a line.
Oh, but then her fighting was just so
awful.
awful.
Yeah,
that-
but the fighting that this gal does isn't any
yeah, but
good.
next to all of the other
The
shitty
only
fighting.
person that does worse is the teenage daughter in Troll 2.
Yeah, she's
She's up there though because she
She's
doesn't
up
make
there.
She does not deliver one line
not
properly.
one time. Not
Not
one time.
once.
Yeah. Yeah, this movie stinks. I really wish that we hadn't seen it. I am just going ahead and jump the gun here.
Right now.
And we need to find what movies we have reviewed in your mind that are worse than Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I can think of 2.
I will.
Jason in space.
I can think of 3. And Jason in Space is not one of
Not
them.
one of them. I would say that the only one I can think of is A Star Is Born.
And I've got Catwoman and
Catwoman.
The Love Guru. Maybe
The
a
Love
tie
Guru.
with Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna put Mortal Kombat above The Love Guru.
You like it better than Love Guru?
Yes.
All right. Well, then it's
I will say that I got some pretty hard flack about Ed, and I had a much better time with Ed.
I also had a much better time with Ed. Jackie, did you enjoy Ed more than you enjoyed Mortal Kombat Annihilation?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
it's an
hate to admit it, but yes.
It's an embarrassing yes.
Yes.
It is, and the only thing that helps Ed is that it was so easy to make fun of. This is not easy to make fun of. You're just like staring at it with your mouth open like, really? This shit was in the theater?
It's just painfully boring is what it is. There's fighting all the time.
And it sucks. It's the worst fighting.
Sucks.
And I really did not like the 4-armed lady that was the villain with the red.
You just couldn't wait to
swimsuit
throw
on.
that in because you just kept talking about her.
Oh, God, I hate that lady. She
Shiva.
freaked me out. She looked like a man in the face, but then she had a lady body and then 4 arms, and she was very masculine, like she was going to stab you with her crotch right in the face in a couple of shots, like,
She was.
I shot, ooh,
There was
yeah.
Badge trying to work its way out of that thing.
Yeah, it was,
think you focusing on Shiva as the primary flaw in this film that you didn't like is quite odd
Yes.
because she is the thing that pissed me off the least in this film.
I do say that there's a major cop out with her. She doesn't fight anybody ever.
She does not
She
fight
just
anybody.
gets
Yeah.
crushed by a trash can.
Oh, I guess we'll get to that.
Guess.
We'll get to that. Yeah. It's
The
on.
Senator didn't look very good either.
No, nothing looks good in this film. The effects are
Fucking
real
senators. I wrote the first thing of note, worst special effects, ? I think it's the worst special effects that I've seen in compared to its peers. If you compare it to its peers of other movies that came out at that time, this is the shit that was on Sci-Fi in like 2003.
Well, I'm going to burn a question. It's my last question. Is this the worst special effects ever?
I think it might be. I mean,
I don't know
my
what
first
you're doing
comment is a
comparing
question.
it to its peers. I think it might be the worst special effects of all films of all time on any budget.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
I would say, yeah, if you take all things into consideration, these are the worst special effects I've ever seen. What is the Lexus?
Lexus.
The Acura.
No, the worst car ever made.
Oh, the
We're
Lexus SC430.
Yeah, this is the special effects in this are that. When you take everything into consideration, this is the worst.
They didn't even fucking try. And then there's like things that they put into the movie that look like shit. They had to have known it looked like shit that they could have cut out. That the viewer can infer what is happening without the showing of the thing that is happening. And they still left the shitty special effect in there. Just cut it.
Well,
It
I think
sucks.
that, computer effects post Jurassic Park, but not that far post, 'cause it's only 2 years after, right?
No, I thought Jurassic
Four
Park
or
was
5 years.
91, I thought.
Well, it's
No, 93.
it's inside of 10 years, right?
Yeah.
So basically, from a producer's standpoint, the one that's writing the checks, he's like, no, we paid for that. We have to put that in.
Yeah.
This is the most expensive thing we had. We had to
Yeah.
put that in. We paid for that.
Yeah, that's true.
We can't
That's
cut this
true.
out. We paid. We will cut you out. We will cut all of you out, and I will have 6 minutes of these special effects, and I'll put another movie around it in terms of the cost of making the film, even though they suck.
They are awful. We should note that this is 1 year removed from The Phantom Menace, which isn't a good movie, and yes, it had much more dollars behind it. But wow, what a difference
Oh, yeah.
in special effects. And it's all CGI. This movie is all computer generated.
The dragon fight at the end is the dumbest. Like, they had those Robot Wars. Did you see the Transformer Beast Wars?
Sure, yeah.
The TV show?
cartoon, yeah.
These
No.
are worse special effects than that, and I
Then
thought
a
that was
children's- They're worse
basically
special effects than He-Man, the television series that only had 4 frames of actual animation.
Well, in terms of computer generated or imaging and 3D modeling, I thought that Beast Wars was the benchmark for the translation of what used to be called in cell animation, minimal animation, where you just recycle shit all the time,
Right.
flip stuff over, do
Yep.
the bare minimum.
Uh-huh.
I always thought that Beast Wars was basically the bare minimum of CGI.
Sure.
This looks worse than that.
This looks infinitely worse than that. I think this is the worst special effects I've ever seen in film. Jackie, you agree, disagree?
I'm trying to think if there was one that was worse. Because, I've seen some shitty special effects, but honestly, the backgrounds in this movie, I like. And when they did the close-up of the guy with the half skull on his face, the son of
Shao Kahn, played by Brian Thompson.
I thought that was actually, that they had put that on there, after production, because it looked weird with the background behind his head. And I was like, is that CGI?
Yeah,
and you guys were like,
the
no.
the matte work isn't good over the computer rendered backgrounds that are happening. But matte work, there's plenty of instances of bad matte work throughout time.
Yes, there is.
This is just bad drawings.
This is bad everything. The matte work isn't good. The modeling isn't good. The ideas aren't good. This is a full pooch screw on special effects.
Oh, not to mention when they're doing the fighting and they're flying through the air towards one another.
Oh, the wire work.
Oh, that was awful.
The wire work is terrible. Here's a tip. If you can't make wire work move in real time, like if the guy is visibly moving slower than if somebody was to just walk underneath him, don't do it.
If the actor is grabbing at air trying to move faster, you've done something wrong.
Hey, you over there, I'm going to kick you in the chest. Yeah. Is this thing moving? It looks shitty. And so many backflips. Like, God, we were talking about Beowulf being like the movie that's going to have too many backflips and bad wire work in it. Beowulf is a masterpiece.
Is a masterpiece
of fight choreography over this turd.
Oh, definitely.
So
I'm embarrassed to have picked this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm really sorry.
I want to throw you under the bus, but I thought it was a safe pick.
It was a safe pick.
Well, when I watched the first one, I thought,
reviewing.
Okay, the second one, it's probably not going to be as good, but it'll probably still be pretty entertaining.
It'll probably be more stupid and more ridiculous than the first one.
But
it
was just, it was not entertaining. It was not action-packed. It did not move. This movie just sucked wind. It was like an asthma attack victim trying to get a breath without an inhaler. It was awful.
Painfully boring is how I would put it.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's dive into it. Deep into it. It should be noted that the very first thing that we learn about Mortal Kombat from Raiden is that Mortal Kombat, even though it's called Mortal Kombat, is not about death. It's about the preservation of life.
And then we get all these bullshit flashbacks because they're like, we got to save this movie. We'll put some of the first movie into the front of it to get people excited so that maybe they won't notice.
Didn't they replace one of the actors in the flashback so it was like a fake flashback?
Yeah. They replaced Sonya Blade, I think.
Yeah.
And Johnny Cage. But yeah, that's what it was like. It was like, here, let's have another 10 minutes of boring shit that nobody wants to fucking care about. We'll just cram more boring into this movie by having a 10-minute recap of the last movie that just came out 2 years before.
Hey, that was the best part of this movie, was the flashback scenes from the first movie that where you're like, yeah, this is going to be good,
That's
right?
not a good sign when the flashback's the best part.
Yeah.
I thought the best part was when the first solid white lettering on a black background came up.
Oh, the credits?
Yes.
Ba-nut-nut-nut-nut.
Wow.
Hey, so out of nowhere, even though they've just defeated the Mortal Kombat Outworlder guys in their previous film,
Yeah.
falling ninjas from the sky, and there's a new group of baddies.
It's Skeletor and Evil Lyn.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. That's
Because she's got purple on just like Evil
Yeah.
Lyn. They've got a similar hairdo,
yeah.
and he's got a skull
It's-
face like Skeletor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to draw some He-Man inferences into this movie.
No, you can
I think
totally.
that's fine.
I think that rather than doing what they should have done and followed what limited amount of story there was for the second video game, they've instead turned to copying He-Man.
Yep. Masters of the Universe.
It is
crap
more like
style.
Masters of the Universe than it is anything else.
It really is. They're on Earth. The other guys are from Outworld, Eternia. Whatever, man.
Whatever.
Yeah. No, that shit sucks. God damn it. I never even made the connection. Good job, Jackie. So there's some falling ninjas. You've got Shao Kahn is the guy with the Skeletor mask.
Baby, like to rock a Shao Kahn?
Shao Kahn. Shaka Khan.
What is Shaka Khan's song?
I don't know, other than that's not her song.
That's not her song. That's
Yeah.
somebody's song about her.
Yeah.
Does she have a song?
I don't know.
She even a songstress. Who is Shaka Khan?
So Raiden and Shao Kahn get into a fist fight, and everybody else watches.
And this is when we're talking about the wire work just being awful.
I thought within the first fight scene, when they start fighting, I thought for sure this is the point where people are walking out of the film.
Yeah, they lost me right here when the biggest thing in Mortal Kombat is the stupid uppercut. And they do a shitty James Remar does this really crappy uppercut and the camera shoots straight up from it. And it's like the movie is telling you, hey, we didn't forget the uppercut. And it's like, no, you blew it instead.
And, wait, are you talking about the flying thing that he does where he goes,
No, that's not it. No, like every character in Mortal Kombat
can do an uppercut.
can do an
sure.
uppercut
Yeah.
that knocks somebody across the screen.
Right, yeah.
And they do a shot with James Remar just doing this really shitty uppercut, and the guy kind of flies away, but not really. They just fucked it up completely.
Oh, yeah, and it lands against the wall or something like that.
And it doesn't even look like a punch. He's just like flexing, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
It's awful.
The slow
And James
punch.
Remar, I'm sorry, but he was too skinny to play Raiden.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he looked, it just didn't
He looked
work.
ridiculous.
It just didn't work.
I still
It's like a
don't know
high
why they
school
didn't
kid
have
to
a
play.
Japanese guy play Raiden at any point in any of
Yeah, I
them.
don't know, with the fisherman's hat and everything.
He's the Japanese god of thunder,
Yeah.
as played by a French guy.
Actually, I think he's Chinese, but whatever.
Oh? Yeah, whatever.
He's got a fisherman's hat, dude.
Those are popular in both Japan and China because of the rainfall.
A lot of farmers use those hats too.
Samurai. Ronin samurai used to wear those.
Popular.
Popular.
History lesson. So anyways, Shao Kahn gets a hold of Johnny Cage. Yes, I know some things happen in between now and then, and I don't really care. Gets a hold of Johnny Cage, snaps his neck. Johnny Cage is no longer in this film. They replaced Johnny Cage with a guy who was in this film for 3 minutes.
And they probably, I mean, you think that got written in like, fuck you, Ashby? Take this, Lyndon Ashby.
I don't know.
Why do you kill Johnny Cage?
Why do you kill Johnny Cage?
You just, the 5 kids that played Johnny Cage religiously, because he's one of those characters
He's
in fighting
almost
games.
every single Mortal Kombat.
He's like Guile. He's the equivalent of Guile in Street Fighter.
Sure.
There's guys that swear by him.
Right.
You just fucked them all in the ass.
Yeah, now you're going to have a real hard time winning this war against Shao Kahn, I guess. I don't know. I just thought it was weird that it's like, hey, we got this new guy to play Johnny Cage. I did not see him getting dead, like, immediately. That was just
And what
out of
really
nowhere.
surprised me is that then they were like, oh, and they were in love, Johnny Cage and Sonya.
Well, that happens in the first one.
I know, but then it's like they just gotten, because the way that it's set up to me is that they just gotten back from the original fight.
Yes,
right?
they just walked in from
And
Mortal Kombat, the first movie.
All of a sudden, they're acting like they've been dating for like 10 years,
Yeah.
and she's like really super attached to him. And I'm thinking, well, if they killed him and he was a replacement character,
Uh-huh.
maybe they'll kill her too.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
if
she'll
only.
go throw herself on the pyre and die as well.
If only.
Or
but
maybe
she
they
didn't.
because it's like you're selling this movie mostly to 7th graders,
Uh-huh.
and their relationships are like, I just started dating Johnny yesterday. It's serious.
Have you talked to him yet?
No.
No.
What do you think he's going to say? I'm pretty sure we're going steady.
That's exactly what that was like. But now he's dead, so he can neither confirm nor deny that 7th
That's
grade
true.
fantasy.
Yes.
She's got him.
But now she's available again, which, kind of
you-
works itself out when we get to
Kinda.
Muscle Man.
I guess.
Kinda.
Does it? I don't know.
No.
Well, there could be a love interest there.
If only there was a third of these movies so we could find out. Pass. So then his body gets like lifted up by
A
rock
stone
hand thing.
statue.
What's that all about? Was that like
They did
demon
that again
shit?
later. It doesn't make any sense. It's like demon rock. Sometimes they turn into demons. Sometimes the demons just come out of things that aren't demon rocks.
And then lift a dead guy up in the air.
Demon rocks or not.
I don't know. Maybe it's the convergence. Maybe that's what was going on. Is the worlds were merging?
Yeah, the convergence is bullshit though. That's what happens is that like demon rock. Later we'll be like, I think the Eiffel Tower will look good over here.
That was ridiculous.
I was like, out of everything. Hey Steve,
Eiffel Tower.
Eiffel Tower. What are our
Here,
choices?
scan this postcard that I just bought.
We've got these prefabs. What do you want to use? Well, what have we got? We've got a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
A talking duck.
We've got a talking duck. We've got a Jello mold, and we've got the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, and this little fucking paperclip that comes up in our computer software asking us if we want help with our computer animation. Let's try him.
Was that ME?
No, that
That was 95.
Yeah, I think
It was
that, no, I
95.
think that was 98. The talking paperclip.
Was it
Office
98?
98 and 2000 maybe. Fuck that.
I thought it was
stupid paperclip.
actually Windows that did that shit.
I think it
that
was
was
Office.
that was Microsoft Office.
Yeah.
It's still stupid.
Well, that's where they did these goddamn graphics. Anyway, so they escape to the underground. Let's get out of here. There's too many ninjas. So they go downstairs, and Raiden has some travel balls that go really fast,
that are
awkwardly.
about shittier than like Pan Am. Just fly Pan Am.
They
You
look
can go
like
anywhere in the world in a couple of hours. So, like an airplane.
Yeah, and it wasn't. They had to like change. These are like shitty underground train balls.
yeah, like
that you have to be incredibly close and uncomfortable to somebody to use.
Yes, you have to be strapped in face to face, like within lip contact
Now-
area.
Let's just get into the logistics of this. They're holding on to something that's not there because the ball is spinning.
It's just inferred gyroscope.
Yeah, but there isn't, like, it shows the shots. They're just standing there with their arms up in the air. They can't grab anything. The special effects didn't go that far to actually build the device. They're just inside a spinning ball doing an X shape. They're making X shapes inside a spinning ball that travels through rock tunnels.
At 65 miles per
At
hour.
60, it goes 86 miles
86
an hour.
miles an hour can get anywhere on the planet.
In a matter of hours.
In a
Well, there's
matter
no
of
stop signs.
A couple hours.
So you can get to China in 17 hours.
Ugh, terrible. Well, when you go, we all know, if you go through the center of the earth, you can get to China from anywhere.
Yeah, why
if you
not?
dig straight down, you're always going to go to China.
I have the perfect
That's
song
just
to go
science.
with this movie right now. There's a place in France where the naked ladies dance. There's a tunnel in the wall where you could ride a spinny ball.
Huh.
It's about as well thought out as this movie. So, Kane and Luke Kane and Katana have to travel in one of the balls with together, and they go to fight. They have to stop. Why? They have to just stop so they can have a fight with Smoke and some ninjas.
Yeah, which is stupid.
It's not Smoke. It's no, it is Smoke. Smoke is in this film. Sorry, I
Yeah.
tried to keep track of the characters.
Reptile is not.
Reptile dies in the first one.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, whatever. So I have to go back.
Sure, fine.
James Remar has everybody before they kill Johnny Cage. He's got everybody in his magic.
Oh, you're back to the very fucking beginning of this movie.
Well, I have to note that Raiden's magic before the events that happen later when he renounces his standing as bullshit man or whatever. His magic is intermittently invincible when it doesn't need to be.
Thank you for bringing that to our attention.
Well, it will happen again. Like, he's like, oh, I'll do this. And it's like...
No, he is bullshit.
He's got like erectile dysfunction with his magical powers.
Well, when it doesn't need... When you don't need like one fell magical swoop, he's like, watch this.
Yeah, so when he's out getting coffee at McDonald's, his dick is rock hard. There you go, Jackie. His penis powers are either... rock hard at the wrong time or erectile dysfunction when he actually needs to do something.
So like they're handing him the coffee. What, you've never seen a rock hard dick before?
I'm sure that they have.
Yeah, then the kid just nods because he himself behind the counter is also sporting a rock hard dick.
Why is the cash tray open all of the time? No reason.
No reason.
So Sub-Zero flies in during this fight out of nowhere, and he freezes Smoke, and then Liu Kang kicks him and shatters him. That's done. Then they talk.
Kind of.
And then Scorpion flies in out of nowhere, and just before that, I was like, wait, well, Scorpion can't be in this movie because Johnny Cage killed him in the first one, but he just comes out of nowhere. He's just there. And then they fight, and Scorpion steals Katana, like, does the teleport thing, and then does not appear in the rest of the film.
No. Sub-Zero's just gone.
And Sub-Zero's just gone. Does not appear in the rest of the fucking film.
Nor does whatever Nightwolf when he comes along.
Nightwolf doesn't appear in the rest of the film.
I'm not really burning a question because I'm going to keep asking this question throughout the podcast. Has there been any Mortal Kombat yet?
There has not been any Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
Well, actually, I'm going to clarify.
No.
There has been Mortal Kombat, and I will explain this later.
Oh, I do not think there has been any Mortal Kombat.
I can argue that there has.
Okay.
Yeah, in the first 10 minutes when they recap the Mortal Kombat from the first movie.
Yeah, it's not that. So it turns out what's going on here is that the realms are merging, and in 6 days, the convergence will happen, and at that point, Shao Kahn gets a shitload of power.
To do what with? I am not sure.
It seems to me like once the realms converge,
you know what's going to happen?
shit's going to be pretty fucked up, so what are you going to have power
There's
over?
the Eiffel Towers and a volcano now.
Right.
That's fucked up.
Right. There's some New York,
And then-
half of New York.
Well, New York and San Francisco, as we'll find out later, seem to be about the same. But there's some yards that are kind of on fire, and the chemical plants are all fucked up. But he's going to come up after the convergence, and he's going to be like, tacos... Taco Wednesday, not just Taco Tuesday.
2 days of tacos.
2 days of tacos.
That is real ultimate power.
Yeah, and then everybody's like, this is what this is all about, tacos? Yes. What do you do? I mean, that's the thing, is like, you get this power. And,
Undescribed power.
And then what?
Yeah. Okay.
You don't have it, I don't, but I still get the tacos on Wednesday.
That is correct.
Everybody, you've ruined your ultimate power has been spread too far and too thin. Everyone gets tacos.
Well, Sonya Blade goes to this place where Jax is at, and he's just got bionic arms put on. That's cool. Well, I guess he doesn't have bionic arms put on.
He's got robot arm covers.
Yeah.
Give him 4 times the strength.
But they just, his normal arms are just underneath these sleeves.
They're like the man version of the above elbow ladies nightwear glove.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But except that these go all the way to his armpit.
That's true.
But I always thought that Jax had metal arms. Like he lost his arms and then he's got metal arms.
And he has a face mask too, like Darth Vader. He can't breathe without it.
Oh, so he's like Lieutenant Dan.
Are you sure about that?
I thought so.
Or are you thinking of Kano, the guy with the laser eyeball? There's too many goddamn characters. Moving on. So door busts open, and it's Sector. Well, it's not Sector. Sector does not appear in this film. It is Cyrax. I had to look this shit up.
Cyrax?
Yeah, he's one of the yellow robot guys. Oh, and don't forget, and ninjas, of course.
So Cyrax is the missile chest, because I wrote down that his
yellow robot
was
Butthole with dreads.
Missile Chest Predabot.
That's a fair description.
Because he has like a
You're
predator
right.
ponytail.
He has predator braids.
Yeah,
That's why I was like, dude, what's up with the dreadlock predator braids?
And off-road motocross circuit protective chest gear.
He was looking cool.
He could do one hell of a heel clicker.
Yeah, I think it was funnier when you
Heel
said
clicker.
his BMX pads.
Yeah. So he's got some acid bullets that he shoots at him. One ninja accidentally gets hit, and
He's got a bunch of bad special effects.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of bad special effects, and the guy dying was bad special effects. But they don't work on Jax's arms, his acid bullets. So
Oh yeah. When
He
they
just
first
shakes
get
it
there,
off.
when they first get there, did you notice that Sonya Blade tried to access his arms, and the computer was all arm access denied?
Yes, I totally. That was like
That's
so
stupid.
shitty.
It doesn't even make sense.
Arm access denied. Like, why are you trying to get access to his arm?
I think he's
why
got
would you have an arm that can't be accessed?
Accessed.
Well, if I can't do it, who fucking can?
access denied.
Well, you know what I want to know is how's that guy masturbating? I'm going to burn a question. How do you masturbate when you have robot arms
Well,
like
he
that?
can't because
You're going to rip your
he's
dick
gonna
off.
get an access denied message.
If you can afford arms like that, you can afford a fleshlight.
Okay,
Touche.
fair enough.
Touche.
Question answered. Mystery solved.
So then Sonya Blade flicks some dirt at him, and it turns out it's fire dirt. Like, he just explodes.
Yeah, I wrote down fire dirt.
Yeah, that was weird. Like, where the hell did she get
She
that?
got
It
fire
was
dirt
on the
off
ground.
the ground.
It was just there on the ground.
It was some of the most like paper thin. It's just dirt. She picks it up, blows it on him, and he catches on fire.
Yeah.
It doesn't work in time and space.
Fire dirt. Do, 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 do.
So
They have to get out of there because that factory was built on a field of fire dirt.
yeah. Safe.
It's
No.
going
It's
to
like
explode.
factories in China. Hey,
No,
too soon.
Too soon.
Yeah. So Cyrix dies, and when he dies, a tiny little dragon flies off of him. that
Not off of
looks
his butt.
Like shit.
Yeah, it's like when whenever a bell rings, an angel spreads his wings.
Yeah.
In the world of Mortal Kombat, whenever a butthole dies, a dragon goes back to bullshit land.
And then it teleports then, or does it die?
It
It just flies off.
No, it doesn't fly off. It turns pink and then disappears. It does like the Star Trek.
yeah, it like goes back to wherever.
I thought it was dying because it seemed like it was in pain. It's all and then disappears.
It goes. I don't know.
Well, it's like a Disneyland pass, dude. It's only good for the person that's using it. And then if you try to give it to a buddy, it just,
Non-transferable dragon passes.
yeah.
Okay.
Non-transferable dragon pass.
Well, Cyrex also set himself to self-destruct. Kaboom! Huge explosion. This
Well-
is my favorite special effect of the movie, where the too large of a post-production explosion, and it's not an explosion that they're standing in front of, but the post-production explosion is way too big in frame of them. Like,
Yeah,
they're within
They
inches
didn't make
of it,
it.
and they die.
they didn't make it.
They did not make it, but they...
Not to mention that she does the splits
yeah, she's
in
like,
front of it. So,
"Ah!"
like, her crotch gets burned off in this
No, they
explosion
die.
of fire.
They fucking
They die.
die.
Yeah. So
But it's
that
a
was
good
just
thing-
weird looking.
It's a good thing that it was done in post because, yeah,
That would have definitely singed some crotch hair.
yeah. I think dead is the more important thing.
No,
But,
singeing crotch hair.
yeah, okay. So Liu Kang goes to the desert. He gets attacked by Nightwolf.
So he goes to the desert in the pipe that can take you anywhere,
Uh-huh.
except to Nightwolf, because it leaves him in the middle of fucking nowhere and he has to walk.
Yeah, exactly.
These ball pipes are no good.
No, they suck ass.
These ball pipes, they're terrible.
I have another problem with the ball pipe, which we will get to later.
Why does it go over lava?
No. So, yes, it does, actually, but that's not the problem. So he gets bonked into a dream, like, oh, you have to face your animality, which I get the reference. In Mortal Kombat, you could, instead of a fatality, you could hit some other
Animalities.
buttons and turn into an animal and bite your enemy's head off when it said finish him. Fine. I thought it was stupid because Nightwolf is like, did you like that? That's my animality. Like, well, good for you. What the fuck is an animality in the frame of this movie, you dipshit?
It looks dumb.
It looks dumb.
But I will say, though, that I can definitely see where John Depp got his makeup ideas for the Lone Ranger.
Yeah, those were his ideas. John Depp came into the studio and said, I would like to do my own makeup. I'm John Depp.
Yeah, and he was like, I'm going to go with Mortal Kombat.
Not a makeup
Nightwolf,
artist. John Depp.
You know, I
Did
hear
he
tell.
did the conception art as well?
You know, there's apparently a bunch of people that do shit like that.
They do shit.
Because I was
Pretty sure John Depp douches it all the time.
I was reading some blogging of Albert Pune, and he's at a point where cyborgs is now like the people that the studio demands that he has to put in the movie are also making their own demands. Like,
That's a budget film. We're talking about John Depp.
oh, you think he does? He's got to be
She's
doing
saying
everything.
that he did the makeup for Lone Ranger.
I think that he demands his own look.
Yeah,
I'm
dude. And he was
John
like,
Depp.
I want
wanna look like this.
yeah, I want to look like the Mortal Kombat Annihilation guy.
I want to look like a butthole.
Yeah, I don't think so.
With a bird on my head.
Yeah. Poop.
Dude,
Oh, wait,
honestly,
no, that's,
I don't have a problem with John Depp.
okay.
Johnny
fine.
Depp. I'm going to call him Johnny Depp because that's what he was when I was growing up.
He still is.
He still is. It's just people that don't like him call him John Depp.
So,
John Depp.
so here's the deal, though, is that I kind of think he's made some pretty decent stinkers.
Are we going to talk about John Depp or Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, Mortal Kombat.
Okay, fine. Back to Mortal Kombat. I love you, John Depp.
I think that they should make I think that John Depp should be the last bad guy in the new Mortal Kombat video game.
They should have pirates versus Mortal Kombat
No, just Johnny Depp.
by himself.
Yeah, like Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn are now just playable characters.
Oh, then
Yeah,
he
and
can
then
find
John
his...
Depp.
And then you have to the last
Kombat
the last rung on the ladder is John Depp.
and he can change into multiple animals because he has
Animals.
animals because he can turn into any of his famous movie characters, like Dark Shadows.
He
for
turns
instance.
into a penguin. Just beaks your groin.
Anyways, so Jade walks up after Luke
In her
Kane goes
undies.
on this dream, this peyote-induced dream, essentially.
She's just wearing rags over her bits.
Yeah, she's got no pants, and now it's snowing out of nowhere in the desert. Magical. I guess that's her power.
That doesn't ever get explained
Whatever,
later.
yeah. So they start snogging, basically. Oh,
He was motorboating her.
Yeah, he motorboats her, and they're all. And
And then he's like, "No, I can't."
I
Hey.
love another.
Motorboating ain't cheating.
If you're in a snowy desert.
It's just fucking weird.
I didn't know what was happening. I was on peyote.
Yeah.
So she hits him and then does a twirly spin and now has clothes on, and it's not, and the snow has disappeared.
Because she's got some bullshit magic that no one's going to bother to
That
explain.
is just aesthetic. It doesn't do anything.
It's not good. Like, what's your magical power? I can make the illusion of snow and clothes. Oh, you're not going to be on the X-Men.
I'm going to go over here and talk to the Master of Balance instead.
Yeah. Hey, the Master of Balance can fucking make things happen, man.
The Burrito King can make things happen too. He's not in this movie.
Yeah. So they fight, and it turns out it's all just a big test. Yeah, he got past it. Okay, that's neat. Sonya Blade and Jack split up. They're out also in the desert. They're like in Jawa
So
land.
there's a
Jawa
mention
Land.
of a third test. Does he ever take the third
No,
test?
he never takes the third test. I guess
Why?
the third test is defeating Shao
No,
Kahn.
the
And third test is like patience or something, and he just bombs it.
There's like, I have to take the other test. Okay. And then they don't. They just, that's this movie in a nutshell is like, idea unpaid off. Just constantly, wait, are you going to resolve that? Are you going to close that door you opened? What door? Okay.
So Jackson, Sonya Blade, as I mentioned, are in Jawa land. It's rocky desert. Some Psy lady attacks. I don't know who she is. She's just got size, and she's dressed in red. Did you guys recognize her?
Yeah, she's in either the first. I
Got
thought
a
she was in-
name? She's like Katana or Jade type lady, but
yeah, she's in the
not.
second one, I think.
Yeah, I don't remember who she is. Anyways, her and Sonya get into a mud fight. Mud wrestling.
Oh yeah, that was totally like sexy time for men,
Yeah, it sucks.
and it was not sexy.
It was not.
You-
The
good.
fighting
I
sucked
have
so
a question.
bad.
The fighting throughout the whole thing.
Is it Mortal Kombat?
Yes.
That's Mortal Kombat?
No, it's two chicks fighting in the mud. That's not Mortal Kombat.
It is all Mortal Kombat. I will explain later.
Okay, it's not Mortal Kombat.
So, Sonya wins, and a dragon comes out of her tattoo and teleports or dies, or we don't know. Then some rock demon attacks that looks like shit. Jack
Sparrow swings in on a stick.
Jax punches the demon to death.
In the butt. He just punches it in the butt like 100 times, and it's just like, it looks like a dog getting its ass scratched, except it's not supposed to look like that. It should be in pain, or he should be punching it somewhere besides the butt to begin with. I just don't like this is a decision and an idea that's like, okay, so he's gonna come in here and he's just gonna, and I don't know if it was supposed to be smaller and he was punching it in the ribs before, but he's punching it in the butt.
I think that they filmed Jax punching air.
Yes.
And then they, at the same time, they were having modeling work done at some other place.
They made it
and then when
bigger.
they spliced it together, the only way that they could fit it on screen was to have Jax punch it directly in the ass.
Yeah.
That was the only way.
No, there was a producer like, that needs to be bigger.
Yeah,
But
make it
he'll
bigger.
be punching him in the butt. Well, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. He'll punch it in the butt to death.
To death. And it wasn't to death. He punched him in the butt away.
Away to the ground.
I'm going to punch you in the butt away.
Yeah.
You know, if movies have taught me anything, if I ever get into a fight with a giant beast or a giant person that I
Demon,
can't,
rock monster in the mud desert.
that I can't possibly beat, I just stand behind him and punch him in the
Punch him
asshole.
right in the butt.
So, meanwhile, Raiden's meeting with the Elder Gods, and they're telling him that Katana is the key, and he must kill Shao Kahn, or Shao Kahn must die, and Raiden must become mortal for them to stop the convergence.
Yes.
Do you love the humans more than being immortal?
Note that for later. Outside the temple, Jax, Blade, Jade, and Liu Kang, meet up.
So is this the part where they're riding on the horses and that Brian Thompson gets a handful of crotch?
Yes.
'Cause I
The
have
army
this-
of ninjas and Shao Kahn also show up.
Yeah, Shao Kahn, most men get handfuls of boobs. He goes to he just grabbed that woman's vagina.
Sindel you're talking about.
Yes, my note here was Brian
like-
Thompson, Beeve Ranger.
He says something comforting to her, like, victory will be ours soon, and then reaches over to her horse and honks her snatch.
grabs her vagina.
Yes, shakes it.
Nice firm grab of
good
the
to know ya.
vagina.
He was just getting a kiss from the lips. He was getting a kiss on the... Never mind.
He's
Nobody
getting
else...
a handful of beeve is what he's getting.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Yeah, because vaginas have lips.
What?
Never mind. My joke is going nowhere.
No, it's not. Unless he like had a little hand, a sock puppet or something. He's like, and then he gives little sock puppet kisses to that woman, which is still sexual assault.
It
One
is.
way or the other. Be it a movie where you grab a woman's vagina or a sock puppet where you try to have a, conversation with someone's vagina and then kiss it with your sock puppet, it's still sexual assault.
See, 50 Shades of Grey has nothing on us. We have all kinds of sex tips for our listeners.
So, Raiden, they're like, we got to get out of here. There's too many of them. We can't fight them. Raiden's like, oh, I'll try to open a portal, but he can't.
He's got impotence again.
Yeah, I believe that he's given up his powers in the temple. Is that where you guys are at? Now,
Yeah,
we can't open
he
a-
says as much.
Okay.
Yeah, that he's
His
losing
powers,
his powers.
are weakening.
So he can't open a portal now,
It just takes him longer.
but before, so that implies that he can't open a portal now, but before he could open up portals like fucking gangbusters.
Instead, he wanted people to take...
What's with the fucking
Fucking-
traveling balls?
I wrote down at the very beginning, Raiden's magic is intermittently invincible when it doesn't need to be.
That's
I think he was just being a dirty old man who wanted to ride really closely on a tube. Be like, oops, sorry, my penis bumped into your vagina on this ball ride.
yeah. Well, anyways, Sindel yells really loud and the walls fall down, but he finally
doesn't
opens
even
the
make any
portal.
sense.
Yeah, whatever. Does it? Why? What's your problem with
Does
Sindel?
she do that in the thing?
Yeah, her powers. She's like a banshee.
Oh,
Yeah.
whatever.
So he finally gets the portal open. They take off
Just in the nick of time.
just in the nick of time. They teleport to Khan's realm.
Yeah,
though.
they get out of... They escape by using a bad special effect before the other bad special effect nearly crushes them. Because the rocks that fall after the porthole closes that looks bad look just as bad.
correct.
It all looks terrible.
So they've gone to Shao Kahn's realm, and they get attacked by invisible but voiced guys. Because they're like invisible, but they're making these little like monkey sounds, like. Did you guys catch that? All right, cool.
No.
No.
Shao Kahn's up top, talking to his minions. We are going to rule all.
This is when he's raising the Eiffel Tower through the volcano.
Look what I have created.
Like, what's with that? I think it's pretty.
The worlds are converging. And
Yeah.
I brought this here because it's neat.
Do you think I should put it on the left?
It should be noted that my next note should be noted at my next note that at 56 minutes, Sam has started to fall asleep.
Oh God, that's just how boring this
And
movie
then he was really pissed when I pushed pause and showed him that there was another 30 minutes of this fucking movie.
I had to sit up at that point. I was like, oh, I'm not going to make it if I don't sit up.
So Kane walks into the temple area, and there's Katana. She's like, "It's a trap." And then Baraka comes out of nowhere. Baraka's face.
Oh, wait, that wasn't Rumpelstiltskin? Because it looked like Rumpelstiltskin
It looked
to
like
me.
Rumpelstiltskin from the famed movie Rumpelstiltskin.
Yes.
He looked awful.
Awful.
And that at least give the CGI some credit right here. They're not the only ones that fucked it up, because the makeup department did a piss poor job as well.
Yeah.
So Shiva, they fight and they kill Baraka. Great. And some other Baraka guys show up, and I guess they get dead as well. And Shiva busts in and they kill her, I guess.
They drop the thing.
Yeah, but the thing is empty on the bottom. It would have just
doesn't-
trapped her.
No, it was
No.
a cage. It's like a bird cage.
Yeah, but I thought he flipped it upside down.
No. So
It just
the
lands
top
on
and
her.
the bottom both have a solid plank on them.
Because they fought on top of it.
Right, because they fought on top of it, and then
I
she's
thought that was when
standing
it was upside
inside of
down.
it. No.
No, and she can stand on the bottom.
You're right. So
yeah.
it falls on her and kills her.
She
Oh.
gets hit by a birdcage trash can and she dies. Doesn't fight anybody.
She's
But
she
it's
is,
shaped like a diamond.
I would say that is not Mortal Kombat.
No.
And I was glad when she got killed, because her little crotch smuggling was
So like in the
really
first
bothering
one,
me.
in the first one, where like every time it's a fight, like Mortal Kombat, they should have throughout this one, someone should dub in a bunch of Mortal Kombat
Question mark?
question mark
Yeah.
afterwards.
So they walk out, and Sindel is on a table. When did that happen?
Oh God.
And they're like, "Oh, the mother and daughter love will something will happen."
Reunite her soul with her body
Yeah.
so she can rest in peace.
Yeah, because Sindel is whatever.
And then she gave her a kiss on the forehead, and that was supposed to make it better. And then she wakes up, she's like, "Fuck you guys."
Gotcha. I was faking.
You crappy daughter.
You're the daughter of disappointment, asswipe.
And then, then a bunch of real bullshit happens, and it's capped by her spinning around in circles
A lot.
a lot, at which point, and she starts to sparkle a little bit.
She's like Jem from the hologram.
Yes.
Truly outrageous.
At which point, everyone just watches her do that without doing anything, and then Jade just goes, no, and just walks away. Like, she's like, oh, nobody's looking. I'm just getting out of here. And they just look at her. And that's the best part, is they're all staring at her like, what should we do?
Yeah, like, it doesn't
should
occur
watch
to anybody
her.
to put a stick in there and see if she falls over.
Yeah,
or,
something.
I don't know, stick your arm in there.
Wait, don't try to do anything. This sparkle twirl.
This is the shocking point of the film, Sam. You can't do anything like that, because we learned that Sindel was faking it, and she's really bad, and Jade is a double agent, and that Shao Kahn is Raiden's brother, and
Oh, no.
God.
Yeah.
all
Oh,
sorts
that
of-
was disappointing.
Oh yeah, like the dun 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 moment of the movie was like,
Oh, God, pause it
don't
again so we can
care.
see how long this movie has left.
oh God, 20 minutes, shit. So Jade gets eaten by a wall demon for no reason.
The same demon that we thought Jax punched him in the butt to death. We find out that isn't the case, because he comes back
I
and
thought that
hates
he just
Jade.
had wall demons like everywhere.
Because that was the same demon.
Yeah,
that
it looks the same.
It's because it's the same exact 3D model, and their special effects are so shitty. That's the same demon.
We also find out that Liu Kane has to be the guy that fights Khan. We'll come back to that later.
Because
Just
it's
like
in
in
his
the first one.
contract.
Yeah. New York gets templed in, or put into the next to the Eiffel Tower, and Liu Kane's temple also gets put in there. See some San Francisco, as you mentioned. So they go to Kane's temple, and everyone faces off. It's time for the ultimate fight.
Which is where?
What?
So there's the Eiffel Tower, and then what?
New York.
San Francisco Bridge is
San
there.
Francisco,
It's all there.
Yeah, it's all coming in, and Liu Kane's Shaolin temple.
Should I rearrange it to where the bridge accents the Eiffel Tower? Or is it good like this?
You know, those are the hard decisions you have to make as a leader.
When you
When you wear a skull on your face, it's tough.
When you have all this power that they talk of.
Yeah, but once you've
And then after you rearrange that and you go back into the temple and it's a bunch of fucking rocks and it's cold and there's no windows, you're like,
should we get a couch?
I think we need a fireplace and maybe some paintings. Really liven the place up.
That's why Skeletor wanted to conquer Castle Grayskull, is just so he could redecorate it.
He needed track lighting,
Yeah.
and he was just desperate. It's the only building in town that had it.
yeah.
So
And it was on back order through Sears.
everybody faces off, and they're all fighting individually, of course, as is tradition. And
Is this Mortal Kombat?
this is not.
Oh.
Yes, it is. This is
I
Mortal
don't think it
Kombat.
is. I don't
But
think it is.
yeah. So Raiden dies by trauma. He gets punched in the chest, and he just falls to the ground.
What a pussy.
Yeah.
I mean, like, he gets hit once, and he's like, I'm gonna die.
Have to go on without me.
Yeah, it was like,
Meh.
really?
Yeah,
Like-
so they all fight. Jax
Yeah.
is fighting Motaro.
Vitaro.
Motaro.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Vitaro's a car.
Girls are fighting each other. Kane's fighting Shao Kahn, whatever. And it all is going poorly until Jax finds his inner strength and realizes that he doesn't need his arm sleeves.
Robot arm.
His sleeves after he gets sleeve napped.
Yeah.
And he gets hit in the face with it.
Then everybody starts fighting good because Jax is...
They pull it off and visibly on screen you can tell it's made of rubber.
Yeah.
And so when the centaur guy pulls it off, he's like, this is just rubber. It's like, I got screwed. And then he stops and he's like, how was your access denied? These are just rubber.
I don't know.
That's how he
It's a
gets
hell of
the
a question.
chick, Sam.
She's got a virus on her computer.
So everybody starts fighting good, and Kane and Khan they turn into dragon
Fucking
monsters.
Bullshit. It's inconsistent. Like the surfaces don't even hold together.
Right.
Like there's glitches that should have been repaired in the render, and they left it in the movie.
Did you think that Liu Kane's dragon kind of bore an uncanny resemblance to Godzilla?
It bore an uncanny resemblance to that demon.
Oh, yeah, it did.
It just had a different surface.
And I was kind of disappointed because I thought he was going to turn into the Mortal Kombat dragon.
He does not.
And he does not.
No.
He turns into this, like, little pansy-ass dragon, and then Shaka Khan, with his skull mask, turns into this badass monster, and you're like,
Ghidra.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Ghidra, essentially.
your little pussy dragon is going down.
Well, they both fall down to the ground, like off of the temple.
After they have a very serious knot fight,
Yeah.
they both fall down and have to become humans again.
Yeah. So does the impact turn them back into
It broke their
normal?
concentration, is
It
what
was
I think.
probably all the knot fighting.
Oh, yeah. Too
Yeah.
much not fighting. We're out of
That
power.
not fighting tires you out.
It's like a battery. It has to recharge.
Well, the Elder Gods show up and say that Shao Kahn has broken the rules. And I think that Shao Kahn broke the rules by turning into a monster, I guess. I don't know.
No, Shao Kahn's dad has broken the rules because he was going to side with him.
Okay.
So they came and were like, no, you have to be an impartial witness.
And then he
Here-
didn't want to, so that they destroyed him.
Yep.
Well, I've got news for you, Sam.
Oh?
Mortal Kombat!
They say it out loud.
They
and then,
do say it out loud.
But the thing is they've been fighting. There's nothing different.
That's
other
why
than
I
it's-
say, but if this is Mortal Kombat, all of the other shit was Mortal Kombat.
But that's what I'm saying is that none of it is Mortal Kombat.
Nope.
None of it is Mortal Kombat.
Just by the rules of this particular film, take everything away. Everything was Mortal Kombat. Anything.
Oh.
People not dying, people playing poker, going to the movies, having a nice dinner together, sleeping. It's all fucking Mortal Kombat.
Huh.
If this is fucking Mortal Kombat, it's all fucking Mortal Kombat
I
because it
think that-
sucks equally.
I think the question is if, and I say no. None of it is Mortal Kombat. I think that the ancient god came out and he said Mortal Kombat, and they're like, sorry, we're all out.
There's no Mortal Kombat here, Gary.
Gary.
It is also
Gary the Elder God.
It is also on back order at Sears.
So Kane wins. He like bonks him against a stair, and he's like tired, is what it looks like. Shao Kahn looks like he's just tired. Like there's no mortal injuries. Just
I'm sleepy.
I'm tired of fighting, and so the dragon leaves him, and he's defeated.
He like cuts in half.
No, he doesn't. He lands against the stairs, and he's like, and then the dragon flies off of him, and then he melts into the ground.
Yeah, like he splits open, and the dragon flies out.
He dies because of the dragon flying out, not because Liu Kang did anything.
No, it's stupid.
He had a big lunch. And we all know that you get a little
he shit
tired.
out a dragon.
Yeah. We all know how that goes.
That's the toy. Or
that's what's going to happen to me tomorrow, because today I couldn't decide.
You're going to crap the Mortal Kombat dragon?
So, yeah, to get slightly sidetracked, just shortly, at lunch today I ate I couldn't decide between biscuits and gravy and corn dogs, and so I had corn dogs and biscuits and gravy for lunch.
Nice work.
Tomorrow will be
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah. So Earth turns back to normal. The Elder Gods restore Raiden, and they make him a god. Yay!
He gets his long hair back.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. His hair stays the same. I wrote that down. What happened to Raiden?
I thought his hair grew back.
No, his hair doesn't grow back.
His hair grows back.
No, it doesn't. It's still...
Okay, well, let's move on. It's not that important. They're all family now, and they walk arm in arm off into the sunset. Credits. Give me your questions.
Well, this isn't a question yet, but I have to observe that the Fast and the Furious movies are all about family. And he's all about family, and he's in one of those movies. Weird.
He's all about getting some attention. Raiden is. Like, hey, I can be part of your family, right? Because my Elder God family doesn't like me. They like Shao Kahn instead.
Show all of the cities getting fixed, which is like a flash frame.
Uh-huh.
But they're the same, before and after. Mm-hmm. Real bad job. They didn't do one of the Eiffel Tower, which is the only thing that we would know is missing. What the fuck?
Well, we know that that's not true because Liu Kang's temple was there, and they end up in Liu Kang's temple. Really hung up on that Eiffel Tower.
It's so stupid.
Just make an inference.
Okay, so who is your favorite Mortal Kombat character? That's my question.
I'm
going with the lady in purple.
Sindel.
Sindel. She was my favorite because she was kind of a bitch. Face.
Wow. Oh, boy. That's a really tough question.
And she had sweet turnaround sparkle powers.
I would say any of them that do not appear in this film.
You like Johnny Cage.
Yeah, he died.
I'll go with Johnny Cage.
With Johnny Cage.
Justin?
Why does Raiden have to be mortal?
I don't know. Why does anything have to do anything?
Why does Liu Kang have to be the guy? Why is Katana the key?
Yeah, that doesn't really make any sense because she tried to be the key, but then it was like, nope, sorry, you're just a sucker pawn in this game.
So there's a producer out there somewhere. It's not like the whole thing is. It's like bad story is better than thin story. That's the answer to your question. In the making of these films, well, we can't just show that. We have to develop the characters. They have to be on a journey.
That is such bullshit.
Bad story is better than small story is the answer to your question.
When the realms converge, there's only 3 people that matter. Everybody else on the planet, fuck off. Katana, Shao Kahn, and Raiden. That's it.
Liu Kang.
No, well, Liu Kang has to defeat Shao Kahn. Why? God damn it. I'm out. I hate this movie. It sucks ass.
I have another question.
Okay.
What do you think happened when everybody that was in this movie all sat down for the players' premiere?
Well, the lady with the red leotard on, she was like, oh no.
Why didn't anybody tell me my beef was almost coming out?
Yeah, like, it was struggling beaver time.
Yeah.
They were having Mortal Kombat with that outfit.
I guess I can't imagine that they were appointed. I would guess that some of them fell asleep.
I would think that there was, like, Remar again, because he was in between takes going, nobody cares this much. He's like, well, that was a piece of crap, and he just, like, cuts out the exit and starts smoking on the side of the building.
Next piece of crap.
Yeah, next piece of crap. And then there's a couple of them, like, whoever played Sonya Blade, and they're like, that was pretty good, right?
Right?
That's what a good movie looks like, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then there's like one guy's like, no, that's a piece of shit, and your whole career is fucked.
Yeah, you're out. Well, I think we know how to call this one, guys. I cannot recommend this film even to bad movie lovers.
No,
It
this
is borderline unviewable. I would have aborted within 10 minutes of it.
If this was just like, if we were watching it on a Saturday for a Netflix do's and don't, I think we would have made it 20 minutes.
I would have made it 10. I
And the thing
seriously
is,
wanted to stop watching it within 10
we
minutes of it.
aborted one not very long ago. I can count on like one hand how many times I've aborted a movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this one I would have done it.
I would have walked away from this one. Jackie?
I'm embarrassed because it was such a pile of shit. And honestly, I would have aborted too. I didn't, like, after we started watching it, I thought, shit. Like, we promised up this movie and now we are dedicated to watching it. And I feel like a major a-hole because if our listeners watch this piece of shit, they're going to be like, no, it's Jackie's turn to pick. We're not watching that pile
I
of
am
crap.
never watching another one of her picks.
Yeah. And it was a bad pick. And I apologize for that. It was almost unviewable.
This is on HBO.
HBO now, yeah.
Home box office, huh?
Yeah. Box
yeah.
office at home.
Yeah.
You know what? This movie does do one favor for people. It is a long ways away from being in the IMDB Bottom 100. So even if you are a tourist of bad films, you do not have to watch this film at all. It's never going to get there. It's got a 3.3. The entry level is a 2.5.
Yeah, there's still enough. Well, it's Mortal Kombat, and I like Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm giving it a 5.
Like 70 dudes out there rating it 8 because it's Mortal Kombat. But don't watch it. It's a waste of time. Throw it in the trash. Sam, next week you're going to bring us in a special treat. Are you going to do your recommendation from our latest fan, whose name I don't know?
Matthew something or other, yes.
Yeah, Matthew
That's
Diviner, I
very,
think was his name.
very nice of us to have somebody takes the time to send us a message. We don't bother to look at who the fuck it is.
Yeah. So, Matthew Diviner, if that is your name, fuck you.
No, he's a nice guy. And he found my next pick.
Vin Van Diver. I was real close.
Okay, Matthew Van Diver?
Yeah, Matthew Van Diver has a recommendation.
What the hell was the name of the movie?
Midnight Ride.
Midnight Ride with Mark Hamill and Dudikoff, which when I saw that and texted you, I was like, holy crap, look at this. Somebody actually cares. And also, this looks like a hell of a movie because he had me at Hamill and Dudikoff. I was like, what?
Hamill and Dudikoff is a real big deal.
Like, I don't even care if it's not that good. I'm like, I'm in. This is a pick.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think that was a great suggestion. Thank you very much. I am looking forward to it.
Yeah, I am as well. I love Mark Hamill. I love Dudikoff. I'm totally in. So we'll see you next week. In the meantime, get to the chopper and not your round traveling ball of bullshit awkwardness.
Visit us at www.stinkermadness.com. Follow Stinker Madness on Twitter at Stinker Madness. Please rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. Thank you for listening and get to the chopper.